Hey, treasure fans, your pal Big D and Cobb back here again with the review. Only this time it's going to be a little bit different. This is not an actual movie we watched. This is an actual TV series that we both watched.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen this TV series front to back probably 4 or 5 times. This is the first time he is running through it. And the series we're talking about is Star Trek: The Next Generation. Recently, Jacob here has gotten into Star Trek. He started asking me about it. Obviously, you know from the channel here that I'm a huge fan of it. So he started getting into it recently. So I went through. He watched the first 2 seasons completely through. Then after that, I started picking out key episodes that I thought he really enjoyed the series. So then he went through a bunch of episodes. And he just recently finished the other day with All Good Things, being the last episode of the series. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to sit down for a second, let him discuss what he liked about the episodes, and of course I'll discuss too. But I thought it'd be neat to hear from a different point of view from somebody who just watched it, who's not like me, who's been watching Star Trek since he was 3 years old. So it'd be in different aspects. So with that being said, let's start Star Trek.
Well, let me just tell you how like I kept asking these questions because he found this game called Star Trek Online, and I was like, it's pretty fun. So I kept asking about questions about Star Trek, and he was like, I think I might watch the movies, and he was like, no, stop lying. And then and he told me to watch Next Generation, so I finished season 1. But I think there are some good episodes in there. The first one was really good.
Yeah.
That's where you first meet Q,
Yep.
obviously. And then season 2 was okay. I did not watch the last episode of season 2.
I think that wasn't even a cliffhanger. I think it was the episode where Riker
Goes back and sees all the memories.
His memories, yeah. So it was like what I like to call those clip episodes, where, in other words, they don't have. It's not like a lot of new stuff. They just kind of show you back all the stuff. So every TV show does it. They have their clip episode where they just go back. You remember this time you did this? Remember this time they just kind of show. So that was Star Trek's clip episode.
So then to the episodes. Yesterday's Enterprise. Love that one because it had Enterprise C, Tasha Yar back in it. Like. It's just such a good episode.
You know, it's funny about that episode. I went to a Star Trek convention where the writer of that episode was actually there, and it was the first time he had written anything. And it really, a lot of Star Trek fans believe that that's the episode that really took Star Trek from just being to really being the big thing it is now. Because that was like a turning point episode. Because I don't know. It's just just the way it's done, and the alternate reality, and getting to see the different ships,
and they have no idea it happened.
Yeah, I just really need the way that they wrote it to bring back Tasha Yar was really cool. It was really fun to watch, and that's the episode where we learned that prune juice is a warrior's drink.
That's right. And then Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah.
That's the one where Picard turns into the Borg. Locutus the Borg, I should say. It's so good because it was 2-parter. So like a cliffhanger. He was telling me that when he watched the first part, he was like so upset.
Yeah, I had to wait 4 months till the second part showed. I didn't get to do what you do now. You just watch it and go to the next episode.
Yeah.
I had to wait. Matter of fact, I saw that episode of the Star Trek convention. They had a big Grand Slam down in LA, and I was down there, and they actually broadcast the first episode back because it was like, here you go. Yeah. It was like a sneak peek for convention attendees. So, but it's such an awesome movie. Episode.
Another thing I like about it is like they just take him like without anybody knowing, and then they try to shoot the Borg cube down because they have to destroy him. And then let's see. Identity Crisis. That was a really good one with Geordi. It was a Geordi episode.
That's a very big Geordi episode. That's the one where he turns into that.
Yeah, he turns into them.
Turns into that those people on that planet. Yeah. Another really good episode. They started using Geordi a lot more in that season. So
yeah. And then Redemption Part 1 and 2 is the first time you meet Sela.
But for me, no, that was Unification.
No, it was Redemption.
Was it Redemption? Yep. Oh, well, okay. It's been a while.
Because the Klingons and Romulans don't like each other.
But I thought Redemption's
the one where they take Worf back.
They take Worf back because of the war.
Yeah.
The war that's going on. Okay. It's been a while. Yeah, that's right. Okay, because Kern, his brother, is there too. Because his brother's the captain of the ship, of the bird of prey he has.
But then she explained her story about Yesterday's Enterprise.
That's right.
Because Tasha Yar didn't die.
No, she actually survived when the Enterprise C went back through that rift again. She actually survived. So,
which made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then Unification was really good with Spock, obviously.
Yeah, it was I really love that episode because it's you're learning more about the Romulan Empire. We're learning that there's a sect of people that are trying to break away from the militaristic type of people they are and try to make peace. And so Spock's are obviously trying to unite. He wants to unite the Vulcans and the Romulans back because they used to be one race many moons ago. So
in another Sela episode too, she's in it too.
She's in it big time in that one, yeah. And it's Leonard Nimoy at his best. It's great to see him back in there, and it's also an emotional episode because Picard had all those memories of Sarek, his father, and so then he mind melded with him and got to really know how his father really felt about it because he didn't know that until that point.
And then Cause and Effect.
Oh yeah.
Where the Enterprise blows up
I think it's 5 or 6 times the Enterprise blows up in that episode, and
just in a loop, and they have no idea. And then at the end of the episode, we've gone for 16 weeks. Like, dang.
It's funny because his dad, when we were kids, that episode came on, and the first 2 minutes of the episode, the ship blows up, and I'm sitting there going, "No, I'm gonna ship." And his dad was laughing at me. He thought it was the funniest thing. It's his dad's favorite episode of the series. He loves the episode because the Enterprise blows up so many times now. Gives me a hard time about it every single time. Every once in a while he'll text me, Cause and Effect. So but it's a really good episode because at the end of the episode when they finally break free of the kind of the loop they're in, that other ship, the USS Bozeman, comes through and he's still wearing the Wrath of Khan uniforms because he's been stuck in that thing for so many years, Kelsey Grammer, that's the guy from Cheers was that captain. So I love it's a good episode.
3, gotta remember the 3.
That's right.
And then Borg, when you first meet Hugh.
Hugh, who not only comes back in a 2-part episode later on in the series,
Picard.
but then comes back in Picard, also the TV series, which is really cool to see him back, and they got the same actor back again for it. So it was really, I like the fact that they've done that they get back the actors that played those roles again, so you still feel like there's a continuity. There's still,
But I like Hugh because he was just a regular Borg, and they turned him and then I'll talk about that later, but that's another episode. And then Relics was really good with Scotty, obviously.
The 3rd episode with an original series cast member in it. Obviously, the 1st episode with Leonard, Dr. McCoy, and then you had Unification with Leonard Nimoy, and then Scotty and Relics. So it was really cool to. I love my favorite quote in the episode is when they beam him and he comes back. He's like, "I bet you Kirk took the old ship out of mothballs and came and saved me." He didn't realize he'd been in that transporter loop for so many years, but he thought for sure that Kirk came and saved him. It was pretty awesome.
My favorite line is when he's like NCC, and then he goes on to the
bloody A, no bloody B.
And
I also like the fact that Scotty was telling Geordi, he's like, "Look." He's all, you never tell them exactly how long it's going to take you to do something. So then when you do something really quickly, you're considered a miracle worker because you got it done quickly. He's like, you never let them know how long it's actually going to take.
And then Tapestry was really good.
Yeah, Tapestry's a good one too.
Yeah, because Q was like, Q messed up from big time.
Yeah.
But I liked how he went back as Picard. But I didn't like how they didn't turn him young again.
Yeah, but an interesting episode because that's the one where you learn that how Picard actually got his artificial heart.
Yeah.
And it's one of those episodes where kind of what if I didn't do this?
Yeah.
What if I didn't get stabbed? Then you saw because he was in a blue uniform. He was like a lieutenant or whatever.
And he was a junior grade.
Yeah, he was junior grade. He wasn't even and here it was because of that one incident. That launched him to become a captain later in life. Whereas if he didn't have that incident, then he took the easy.
Yeah.
I was the easy road, but the road more traveled, so that it was like he just didn't do anything spectacular that warranted a promotion to captain.
Yeah. And then Chain of Command. The one with the Cardassians, that was so good because I felt really bad for Picard.
That's the one where he's like, "There are 4 lights."
There are 4 lights. Trying to brainwash him.
Oh yeah, they beat the living daylights, and he was naked.
Yeah,
it took all his clothes off. I was like, "What is this about? Come on, man!" But yeah, it was a good episode. It's a really good episode.
And then Descent.
Descent
was a really good one with Lore.
Yep, and Hugh.
Yeah, Hugh
came back.
That's when he came back.
Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yep, those are 2 good. That's a 2-parter. It's a good. That was a season finale, and then a season opener. That was that crossband. So you had to wait a bunch of months to get to the.
It's always the Borg episodes.
Yep. Yeah.
Parallels was, I think, is my favorite episode.
Really?
Of season 7.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good. Like when Worf just went all to these different timelines, and then at the end, like all the Enterprises just spawning up, like whoa.
Yeah.
Like, like Captain, we were receiving 2,000 hails.
Yep.
Like gosh. And then Lower Decks. That was a really good one.
That's another one that actually inspired the new cartoon that's on right now.
CBS or ABC?
CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, if you get a chance, check out the Lower Decks cartoon show. It's actually really hilarious.
I haven't seen it, but I'm planning to watch it with my dad soon. So, and then All Good Things, man.
Good things.
So it's such a good episode because you got the Enterprise with the 3 nacelles. It just came in there, blast all the ships with shields.
Yep.
Had a cloaking device. Like,
But it was interesting that he actually started the effect in the future, and then it worked its way back to the past.
Yeah, it
which
was
is really weird because
weird.
you'd think it started in the past. He kept trying to focus on the past, but it's actually he instigated in the future that worked its way back, which was really neat. But it was neat to see them later in life, and seeing, obviously Geordi and Data had retired from Starfleet, and Crusher had her own ship.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and then obviously Riker was, he was captain of the Enterprise, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, he's Admiral.
Admiral, that's right, it was Admiral. So it's been a while. I gotta watch that too. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it was a really good episode. They brought back Tasha Yar again.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back Chief O'Brien, who at that point had moved over to Deep Space Nine.
Did he? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but they brought him back for that last episode because they tried to bring as many people back as they could for that last episode because it was a big episode.
Yeah.
Because remember, this wasn't it. They filmed that final episode, and the next day they had to report to the movie set because they started filming Star Trek Generations.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like they weren't done in the finale. They knew they still had 3 months of shooting to still do for a movie. So yeah. So I think that's why it was a little bit easier for them to film that because it wasn't so much of like, okay, we're ending because they knew they were going on to the movie. But still, such a great episode. Really well done.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, it's on Netflix with all the other.
And those aren't the only episodes he watched. He watched a ton of episodes. Times Arrow 1 and 2, and what else you got on
Fistful
here?
of
Fistful of
Datas.
Datas. Yeah, he watched a lot. But
those are just my favorite.
those were his favorite ones. That the ones we picked. But I mean, he's really gotten into it. He really enjoys it. I got him a book on the Next Generation.
Which I'm gonna have to read now because I finished all the.
Yeah.
But I should.
And he's farther than me in the Star Trek Online game. He's way farther than I am. He's gotten more ships than I've gotten in that game.
I'm missing 2 Enterprises.
He's missing 2 Enterprises. He has the D that Saucer Sep. So
it took me so long to figure how I get that ship. I was like, how do you?
Every day he's texting me, hey, is this the right ship? Is this the right one? But so now he's finished the Next Generation, and now he's moved on to the original series. I started with Next Generation first because a lot of times people watch the original series and go, okay, it's kind of hokey with the cardboard stuff like that. So I started with Next Generation first. But then he's now watched a couple episodes of the original series now, and he's liked them so far.
Yeah.
So, and that's the series that I grew up on. That's the series that I relate to the most because that was me at 3 and 4 years old with my little Mego Star Trek figures, playing on the ground in my grandmother's front living room, playing Star Trek. That's what I did. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I wish I still had those figures. Well, I do, but not the exact ones I had when I was a kid. But so we will do another video once he finishes his list for the original series. We'll do this. Well, I know we're going to be reviewing the movies. He's going to start watching some of the movies too.
We might do a marathon.
Yeah, possibly doing a marathon. Which your dad actually texted me last night. He was really trying to talk us into doing a marathon. That was really funny. So, and then from there, we'll probably go into Deep Space Nine, Voyager. I'll pick out the series episodes he'll really like in those shows, and and he'll get through it. And then hopefully by this time next year, the COVID will be over with to the extent, and then they'll start doing conventions again. I'll be able to take him to his first convention, which I think he's going to have a blast at because they are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we probably will. He does have a sister, and I'm sure she will be going with us too. We went to that Heroes and Villains one, remember?
No.
It was like a year and a half ago. Your dad, Kylie, and you met me up in San Jose.
Yeah,
because remember Jessica was there. Yeah,
yeah.
because Jessica was there. But that was a Heroes and Villains. So that was mostly CW shows.
Yeah.
But we'll be taking him one, guaranteed it. But that's it. Jake and I want to thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate it. Click the like button if you enjoyed it. Leave us some replies down below, some comments down below, and if you actually watch the whole series, what are your favorite episodes? We both like to know what your favorite episodes are, so leave us some comments down below. We want to thank you guys all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Please take care. Be safe out there. Always keep hunting because you never know what's going to find. And as always, live long and prosper.